Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. I was having an issue logging on, but it looks like I'm on now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second.
Real talk, real talk. All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will be alright. You feel me? Real Talk Radio.
Yo, I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is real. Yo, this is for those cats that's out there.
Very simple answer to one question. Do you hate all white people?
I don't think it's a fair question. The white man doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself. For a white man today, sir, after kidnapping millions of black people from Africa, stripping them of all human characteristics and relegating them to the role of cattle or animals, commodities, merchandise that could be bought and sold at will. And then 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, using every type of deceptive method to further us into slavery, called second-class citizenship, I think that it would take a whole lot of nerve for white people today to ask Negroes whether they hate
legal or illegal?
Gotta get it.
Yeah.
Any way that I can get
Anyway.
it. And if I gotta take it, I'ma make it.
Legal or illegal?
Gotta get it.
Gotta
Any
get
way
it.
that I can get it.
Anyway.
If I gotta take it, I'ma make it.
Legal or illegal?
Gotta get it.
Yeah.
Any way that I can get it.
Anyway. Yeah.
Let's walk this way.
Is that Prince Rakeem? Come here, Prince. What's today's mathematics?
Hey, yo, no disrespect, but we ain't in all of that, son.
Build, destroy. To build is to elevate the mentalities of self and those around self. To add positive energy to every nation. To build, you must first start from the root, which is the knowledge foundation, and add on to the highest peak. To destroy is to eliminate and destroy any and all negativity that enters my cipher of supreme harmony.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Come on, son. Love it.
I don't play about me. This season is all about continued growth and surrounding myself with energy that aligns with what I'm trying to achieve in my life. If it's toxic, I don't want it around me. If it's negative, I don't want it around me. If it's confusing or unfulfilling, I just don't want it around me. Right now, my biggest toxic trait is fuck around and never hear from me again. It's really like that. Listen, I love people, and I show everybody love. So if I stop fucking with you, that means you did too much. Because once you cross me, I can give two shits about an apology. Stay away from me.
Yo, live on the set, this is your co-host, Little Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real.
Can I have your name and badge number?
My name
Can I-
is Salvis.
What's your name and badge number?
It's right there. Are you filming it?
I said pass safety.
Okay.
Would you please have your sergeant come by, please?
Legal or illegal? Yeah. Anyway. Legal or illegal? Gotta get it. Anyway. Legal or illegal? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal?
Real talk, real talk. All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will Feel me? Real Talk Radio. Feel me? Real Talk Radio.
Yo, 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 live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. We live right now with live now from Fox, and we noticed that when we are posting Fox, live now from Fox keeps deleting our messages. So this is a First Amendment audit, and just wait one moment while we are typing on there. I want you to see what they are doing, and I'm gonna come off of this so I can show you how they censor our live chat. So we're actually live doing a live chat on live now on Fox. So I'm gonna put right now Real Talk Radio LLC is live and live on chat. So let me get it right. Real Talk Radio LLC. Let me just make sure I'm doing everything right. Oh, no, I ain't. So let me space that. I thought I spaced it. Real Talk Radio LLC is live now while we are live on chat as well. Chat now with live. Oh, let me go now from Fox. Okay, so let me just go through it, make sure. So this is Real Talk Radio LLC is live now while we are live on chat now with live now from Fox. So I'm gonna post it. You guys see that? So we're live now with live now from Fox while we are live. So we're gonna listen to this hearing that they have going and see what's going on. But yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. So while we're live with them, we're looking at their live news. So I'm gonna come off of this in a few minutes, and I'm gonna see if these messages are going to be deleted. So right now we are live now. Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real, is live now with live now from Fox. So I'm gonna turn on and see what's going on here.
You mentioned there's some low-hanging fruit.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, let me turn this off over here.
That went out from the new administration. I can tell you're going to be very thoughtful about this, but discuss, if you will.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're live right now. So what they keep doing, they keep censoring our stuff.
Yes, Senator, thank you.
So that's us right here, as you can see.
For example,
So I'm going to come off here real quick to see if they're censoring us still, or they're afraid to censor us now because we're live with them. But I already have snapshots and recordings that already will prove that they have been violating our, hold on, let me get this off real quick. They are violating our First Amendment rights. So we are live now on Fox, or live now from Fox. So we are auditing them now. So I'm going to go off real quick. We're going to come back on and see if our message is gone. So, no, it's not gone. But just a little while ago, while I was posting live now from Fox, kept on censoring us. I got all the information. So, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Now, my question to them, there's several questions and statements. Now, the U.S. government currently has an over $40 trillion debt. Now, that debt was not derived from citizens. It was actually derived from Senator Republicans who only fund wars. So this is something that I have been making apparent, because if you notice, these people are always doing the same thing. So let's go back to them and listen to what they're saying right now real quick, because they're supposed to be doing a hearing. Now, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passe in these times of impasse is the new passe. So they know this. And since they know this, they are breaking the law. So right now, we're doing an audit on them. We're auditing them. So I want you to listen to their conversation.
Good systems, good understanding of our cost structure. We don't have the right financial metrics. So much is possible if you put in those types of capabilities into the department. I think that in most cases that I've seen, in businesses that need to do better, we always are able to find more cuts than we would have expected without hurting mission. And of course, all these cuts can be reappropriated to the things we really need. So I don't think the idea is just to slash. The idea is to reallocate from things we don't need, which, for example, could be legacy systems that aren't valuable in the fight anymore, to things we do need.
But reallocation, does that get you an 8% reduction if you take X money and put X money in someplace else?
I'm sorry, Senator?
Reallocation, if you take X dollars from one account and put it in another account, how do you cut 8% of the DoD budget?
My understanding of what I thought those cuts were is that...
So, just recently, these people, these politicians, just sent more nuclear bombs over to Israel and M16s. So they keep saying they're about to end wars. Then why would they send more nuclear bombs and M16s to Israel? Can anybody answer these questions for us? So we're going to tune in with them again. But, you know, I have a bunch of questions that these people refuse to answer us. So here's another statement. It is a known scientific fact that when you are breathing in your own bodily waste, you are giving yourself CO2 poisoning. Now, these doctors, scientists, educators, experts, government officials, world leaders, military, law enforcement agencies, police officers, the rich, they know this. And the fact that they know this is a crime against humanity. These mass shootings, mass murders, mass fires, mass plane crash, mass just about everything that has been mass has been strategically coordinated by them, and their agenda was to implement their policies by adopting and introducing artificial intelligence surveillance. So let's listen to them and see what they are talking about, because they're voting in illegally the people that are in these seats right now. If you was listening to the inauguration, you would have heard them say that every seat that was paid for was at least $5 million per seat. So let's just listen to them again.
Do you commit to following the rule of law in your job?
Absolutely, Senator.
Federal law states clear that no DOD employee may interfere with the provisions of independent advice by TJAGs to military service leadership and by JAG officers to commanders. Do you commit to respecting their independence?
Yes.
And also instructing others to do so?
Absolutely.
Relatedly, do you commit to the independence of DOD and other agencies, inspector generals?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Feinberg. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Reed. Senator Cotton.
Mr. Feinberg, you've already mentioned in your opening remarks and your exchange with Senator Wicker the importance of revitalizing our defense industry. One important...
Hold on one second. I'm about to post this right here again, that we're live now with them. Now, this dude named Sean Duffy was just appointed into the seat he's in, right? Why is there so many aviation problems happening all of a sudden since they have been in these seats? It seems to us that, they're strategically coordinated, because as we all have been seeing, what has it been, over 87 aviation accidents since 2025 has started, and you telling me that these people don't have nothing to do with it? Come on, man. All right, yep, it's right there. So now we're going to come off real quick, though, because we want to just make sure that they are, we're not being censored right now. So we're going to go off, and we're going to come right back on. So, all right, it looked like that's there. See, this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Where are my other posts? Where's the other post at? That right there is called censorship. Now, you guys got to witness this right now. This right here is called censorship, because I had other posts up there that I no longer see. Look. Look at it. Where are the posts at? All right, come on, let me go back over here. Where are my other posts? I can't even see those other posts at. Where they at? That's called censorship. That is a violation of our First Amendment rights. Now, they know this. So, why do these private-owned entities, CALEA certified entities, have special privileges when it comes to First Amendment, to the law? Aren't they required to obey the constitutional law? Is not the First Amendment a part of the constitutional law? Can anybody answer these questions for me? And why are the same faces making these decisions? If the reason why the European race is being targeted today, because you can see what is exactly happening. So here we have these people talking about they defend the Constitution, but what's going on with Live Now from Fox? Why are we being censored? Can anybody tell us why? Look at it. We had other posts on here. So this whole stream right now should be full of posts. But what happens is, Live Now from Fox, they censor us. Now I can go to other companies as well. I can go to other private-owned entities, and I can show you what they are doing. Now, what they attempted to do and what they have been doing for the past 20 years, they have been censoring us as Real Talk Radio. I created a business in 2020 when I legally got it legally got it certified with the state of Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, in 2020, the day before Donald Trump changed the seal. So therefore, that gave us the seal. I can prove it to you. I can bring it up. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the seal, and I'm going to show you that we have the seal. So ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passe during these times of impasse is the new passe. So in the meantime, while I go get this seal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to listen to these criminals while they are at work.
Your uncles.
Without
a great American story that reflects the story of.
And mind you, they are at work with our tax dollars.
Senator Shaheen.
Promoting
Mr.
wars.
Congratulations on your nomination and welcome to all of your family. Thank you for your willingness to serve.
Thank you.
Chairman Wicker and you yourself, in your opening statement, made the point that we've been underinvesting in our defense in order to ensure the national security of this country. So I'm a little confused about the strategy that on the one hand we have the administration talking about cutting 8% across the board primarily. There are about 17 areas of exempt from those cuts, but those don't include any manned aircraft.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
so
I'm
no
back.
fighter jets,
Hold
no
on one
tankers,
second. Let me
no
turn their
include-
garbage. I get
excludes
annoyed by
military
their
construction
voices,
for the
so I'm going to
Indo-Pacific.
turn them off. I get real annoyed by their voices. They sound like a bunch of nose in the ass people that got their asses up their nose up somebody's ass. Here you go, y'all. This is the seal. It's Real Talk Radio. See right here? It was established right here in 2020. See that? That is the seal. We have the seal. So that means they cannot do nothing right now without this seal. Nothing. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passe during these times of impasse is the new passe. So now we're doing audits. And we're auditing the government. And they can't do nothing about it. They weren't even supposed to pass any of these bills unless they have the seal to seal them. It's like a notary public. Are you getting the clarity of this yet? So now we're auditing them. We're going to put on here again what we just said, paste. We are live right now with them. So can anybody tell us why these people who are now acting like they're in power, while I am a chief, look it up, chiefdom. They know what I'm talking about. So now we're live with them. And we utilized this one particular site because we had noticed that, you know, politically, these same politics come to this one channel. So they actually live right now. They can't even cut this off right now until they finish this hearing. So let's go. Let's go check them out.
It's about whether it makes sense to cut our workforce when those attack submarines are one of the real advantages we have over China. Would you agree with me that we need to look long and hard before we start talking about cutting a workforce that maintains our nuclear attack submarines and gets them out on time and on budget?
Yes, Senator. I haven't seen the detail of this, but if I'm able to get in the job, I will look at it super carefully and try to ensure that we make the right cuts that won't cut into mission.
And one of the Senator Reid talked about his concerns about the firing of some of the top generals at the Pentagon. And I share that concern. I appreciate that the president can put in whoever he wants, but to get rid of the years of experience and expertise so quickly seems to me to be short-sighted.
Hello, how you guys doing? I see y'all in the background. I'm looking at y'all watching y'all little phones.
Would you support military
Hello, how's it
officers
going?
providing the committee their best military advice on issues, even if that advice differs from the Trump administration or President Trump's views?
Well, as deputy, I believe I'm an execution person, and I don't think it's my place to you know, to make decisions on what our top military officers communicate. But I would support an honest, transparent conversation at all times. And
let me put this on. All right, let me go out again so we can see if they, you know, did another censorship. This is how I prove what I've been saying about them. So this time they didn't take it down, but you remember I did post it twice. So let's do it again just to make sure.
Feinberg, both to you and your family today, and thank you for putting yourself forward in these times to serve your country. Historically, nuclear deterrence has been the highest priority mission of the Department of Defense. Our triad protects the United States every single day from the only true existential threat that we face, and nuclear weapons guarantee our sovereignty. So, Mr. Feinberg, do you believe that nuclear deterrence should be the department's highest priority mission?
yes, it's one of our very top priorities.
Is it the highest priority, sir?
It might be. I'd like to get, if I'm able to get in there and look at all the classified data on all our problems, I could certainly answer more directly, but there's nothing that could be more important than our nuclear modernization.
Today, for the first time in history, we face two peer competitors when it comes to our nuclear posture that we have. We have a current force posture that was designed in 2010 when the threat environment looked different, before Russia
Make sure I
and China
spell
modernized,
Constitution right.
before they expanded their own
What's up?
arsenals.
How's it going?
So I
Who's
look
that?
forward to being able to
Garvo
have,
69. How you doing,
conversations
man?
with you in the future on the importance of making that, continuing.
If you got any questions, just let me know, man. I can't really see my my chat right now because I don't have it up, but I do have it up on my other screen right now.
Hesitated on its
So
most
if you have any
important
questions,
is,
holler at me.
Clearly, modernization is key. But we also need hypersonics, you know, because if our enemy...
They have us censored, so
carrier
if
nuclear
anybody
capability
were to come check
things
us out,
faster than
they can't
ours,
really see us.
problem. So I think it's a coordinated effort.
It's all part of the problem that we have when we have those peer adversaries threatening this country every single day. If confirmed, would you work with the Secretary to make sure that these modernization programs continue as best they can on schedule, and if opportunities present themselves to accelerate those programs, would you be supportive of that as well and work with the Secretary on that?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Feinberg, given your experience in the private sector, if confirmed, how would you foster greater innovation inside the department, and what can the department do to make itself more attractive to private sector companies in developing that innovation?
But like we said, they are attempting to drop a nuclear bomb because they just made that. Like we said, they are attempting to drop a nuclear bomb. A nuclear bomb. Do you understand what that means? They are attempting to drop a nuclear bomb. They're trying to get the approval to drop a nuclear bomb. These bills don't pass. You don't have the seal. That was established forever. Oh, you forgot about the speech that Donald Trump made on March 16th of 2020? Y'all forgot about that part right there, huh? Y'all forgot about that part right there, huh? Huh? While you smiling in the background, I'm looking dead at you right there, right behind the brother on the right. Yeah. Right behind that dude on the right. Thinking this is a joke. Why are Europeans so fixated on dropping a nuclear bomb? They are warmongers. They have always been warmongers. It's been happening for over how many years? Can anybody answer these questions? If Hamas means violence in Hebrew, then why is IDF, Israel Defense Force, allowed to bomb hospitals and violently blow up children? Can anybody answer these questions for us? Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. I've been asking these questions. I've been asking these questions since March 16th of 2020, but no one seems to answer our questions. So what we do, we go out there in front of their faces, and we invoke our Second Amendment rights. So if these people attempt to come at us, we're going to come at them too. Now, we outnumber them. There are only 77 million of them. So we already know how to fight 10,000 of them on our own. So we ready for them. I know how to take out 144,000 on my own. So I'm really ready for you. And I train my people the same exact way because we already know who you guys are. We've been studying you guys for 400 years. All of you. So don't think we haven't studied y'all. So let's listen to them.
These to address the fitness to serve. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No.
Now, the DOD will need to cut some 8% off its budget, and again, we wonder how that happens.
So like you see, we had that up 3 times. What happened to our post, y'all?
A lot of those cuts,
Anybody?
I think, will come from the
Then we
workforce,
also said this was
which
an
I think we
elite.
acknowledge is a critical part of our
Cut it off real quick
our
again.
readiness. So here.
So as you saw, we had it up 3 times, y'all. Can anybody tell us where our post just went? We're showing you where our post just went. We had this post right up here, right here. You see this right here? It says, Real Talk Radio LLC is live now while we are live on chat now with Live Now from Fox. This was up 3 times. Where's our post, y'all? That's called the First Amendment violation. So we have these people, and look at the faces. Look at their faces.
People in probationary status at Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard. And so these are critical people in our shipyards, as also mentioned by my colleague, Senator Shaheen. So since all of these cuts are being made without any kind of analysis, don't you have a concern about our ability to, that these cuts will have an impact on readiness?
Well, most of the substantial cuts that they're talking about are yet to happen.
Yes, as I mentioned, though, they're happening in those in the probationary status. These are people who just got hired, who are just being trained to serve.
Yeah, so
This is dope, though.
I've spent a
So,
career
yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother
companies
Jeremiah,
dealing
with Real
with these
Talk
workforce
Radio,
issues.
where our talk is always real.
If I can get through confirmation, I do think
Can
I
anybody-
can add some real value, working with the Secretary, of course.
Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. They really think this is a joke. They really think this is a joke. We will be out on March 16th of 2025. We are going to meet you guys on 71st and Cottage Grove in front of the police station. Arm yourselves. We are invoking our Second Amendment rights. I will be getting this out no matter what, so they're not going to be able to stop me regardless, because I'm always recording on other recordings. So, again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. As you can see, they just said that they was preparing to create nuclear weapons and the importance of it to be created. Why? Because what are they? They are warmongers. Every bill that is passed, according to their illegal passing of the bills, do not pass unless war finances are involved. Grants are not tax dollars. Grants cannot cover wars, but our tax dollars do. And they've been strategically doing this for over 400 years. But we're going to go back to the 200-year history of, I would imagine, the Constitution. What was that, 1776? Are we for real? And then we entrusting these people with our livelihoods? And these same warmongering piece of shits think they're going to get away with it? Yo, I know too many motherfuckers for you guys to even play with me. Think I just know the 144,000? Nah. We got people, and y'all already know we have people. I will have this whole motherfucking world wrapped up where you motherfuckers will beg us to stop once again, like y'all did before. Did y'all forget that? Did you forget that y'all begged us to stop? Hello? Yo, why you looking down at your phone? Have you seen us? Hello? Why you looking down at your phones? Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Why you looking down at your phones? Yo, I'm talking to you. So if you notice, them in the back, this person right here, you see that person looking down at their phone? See that person right here looking down at their phone? So let me do something real quick so I can move this out the way. Get it up over here. I might put it down. Minimize it a little bit more. Might even erase it real quick. Let me put that right there. All right, lock that real quick. Look at them. This lady right here looking around. You see her? You see her? Yeah. This man right here looking down. You see him? He's looking down at his phone. See, this is where they're at right here. You see this? So they're posting all their little stuff, trying to erase. Let's go back. Because this is what they do. This is their apparatus. They're warmongers. They love doing this. They get thrills off of this. Now watch. No post. Where's my post at? That's called a First Amendment violation. So what I'm going to do, we are recording this live now while we are live. Down on their phones. So we are recording this live now while we are live watching these politics look down on their phones. Yeah, I'm watching you now. I'm censoring you now. I'm auditing, excuse me, not censoring. I'm auditing you now while you censor us. This is a First Amendment audit. So let's go back here. Let's listen to their little conversation, because they have already exposed themselves by saying that they want to create nuclear weapons. You go back live to this broadcast. The heading is right here. Live Senate Armed Service Committee hearing President Trump's nominee Stephen Renberg. A Jewish, now mind you, most of them are Jewish or from Ukraine.
And prove it to be functional.
About 30 seconds worth of that, sir.
Okay, there's two ways. One is managed spectrum share, which we have to improve significantly to ensure it can be done safely and still protect our country. But I think we can do that over time. It has to be tested. The other is simultaneous share. And that is what DOD really would love. And that is early in its stage. It has to be tested, but does provide great promise. And in terms of solving this problem, we got to really test it, make sure it works.
But it is a path forward, but it has to be tested.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Rounds. Senator Ernst.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Feinberg, for being here today. And I want to thank your family as well for their service. So let's start with our defense budget audibility.
Yeah.
Okay, we spoke about this in my office. I've been long committed to cutting unnecessary.
You see that? They have it on a
spending in Washington,
5-second
DC, and the
delay.
is no
See right there,
exception
right there on
to
the
this.
bottom. Slow
The
mode
DoD,
is on.
which
Wait
controls the
5
largest
seconds before
discretionary
posting.
budget in the federal government, has never passed
Let me
a
post
full
this real quick.
financial audit. This failure, it continues to erode our public trust, and it prevents the efficient use of taxpayer dollars for critical defense priorities. So, Mr. Feinberg, what specific measures will you implement to ensure the DoD finally passes an audit as our law requires?
Yes, it's super important. I mean, we got to have financial accountability. I guess I was told we have 480 systems at DOD. I'm not sure the exact number, but obviously we got to consolidate systems. We got to bring in the right help that can work closely with the Pentagon to have, to be able to clarify and make simpler our financial process. you know, if confirmed, I can get
This
in
is
there and
an
look at the specific
this is an
details.
audit.
We've
Hold on,
done
let me
this historically
turn
in
the
so many
volume.
companies.
This is an audit of these Republican senators. Senators. This is an audit for these Republican senators as well.
That needs to change for auditability. So are there also cultural changes that would be necessary at the Pentagon to make sure that there is financial accountability?
For sure, it has to be a priority. We have to recognize the importance of it, and because not only it's about, as you said, getting an audit done, it's about being able to understand our finances, understand our cost structure. I don't believe in the Department of Defense.
Now it's on a 10
second.
second. So I might have hit it while it was 5 seconds. So it looked like it's 10 seconds then.
Say this is what
Yeah,
this
that's
costs us, what that is,
it's
we're
10
spending money.
seconds. A 10-second sensor.
Specificity is simple, but it's key. So has to be a priority. Not that easy to do quickly, to change, you know, all the different systems in a way that doesn't make things worse. So it has to be done carefully. We need a great controller at DOD, one that has great private sector experience. But we also need a great deputy for him that understands the FAR and all the issues relates to government.
Yeah, thank you. Another issue very quickly is
This ugly bitch right here, she's a wicked bitch for real. I went on her page and shit, and I posted on her shit. So I know how wicked this bitch right here is.
it is burdened by a lot of bureaucracy, and obviously to everyone, it's prone to cost overruns. So, Mr. Feinberg, what steps will you take to accelerate the transition of AI and other emerging technologies from research and development to actual operational deployment?
You know, AI is an overused word in the sense most of it is just high-end data analytics. Of course, there is some use of AI, but it's developing. The key, I think, to success is having the operators partner with the technologists. And they really have to work together. Often the technologists are, you know, we know it all.
So,
and other times the operators
444 people that are that are liking these 444 people that are liking this video right here are actually a part of the people who are sitting in power right now. So as you see the numbers go up, you know, our people aren't that ignorant to, you know, like any of these videos. They're not ignorant like that. So most of these people that's on now, we like to call them bots, because what they do every time I post, if you notice, every time I post, what do you see? So let's do it again. We're going to post. Every time we post, here come the bots. Watch this. Every time we post, here come the bots. See, y'all want to act fool now. Nah, don't act stupid now. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Don't play with me. Everybody already saw it before you even started it. And before you even stopped. We were watching. There's plenty of people that are watching right now. You are not the only ones. Look, how many people on live right now? How many people are live right now? Can anybody tell me how many people are live right now? because I don't see the numbers on here. But I can go on my other phone. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is just allow you guys to see what type of wicked motherfuckers we dealing with.
We got to remember 1938.
1938.
On behalf
Racist
of the Prime
time.
Minister of England to declare peace in our time. He was able to achieve it and declare peace in our time, but it was a disaster.
See, look at her
Because
on the phone right there.
appeasing and
Look at her right there, right behind her. Right here.
In
Look at her.
1975,
You
in
see her on the
Helsinki,
phone?
50 years ago this summer.
Hold on,
we
hold
entered
on.
into the Helsinki.
Look at her right here. You see her on her phone? Look at him right here. You see him on his phone? Look. She's using multiple phones. Look. You see her? Right here. You see him right here? Pay attention to the details. So I'm just over here just admiring, you know. So now I'm looking on my page. All right, let me just get back, and it looked like 2 people messaged me, but I don't see the messages. All right, I don't see the 2 messages. It showed more than it showed 2 messages. I don't have that one on either. I don't have it up loud.
Has persisted for 3 years. That phrase, saying that it was an invasion by the Russian Federation, led the United States of America to vote no. The resolution failed. The U.S. voted no along with Russia, Nicaragua, North Korea. It was sobering to be in Helsinki with this new NATO ally who joined NATO and is exercising with Virginia troops, and have the U.S. unwilling to vote for something because it said, place the blame for the invasion on the Russian Federation. We have a president who won't clearly say it. We have a Secretary of Defense who won't clearly say it. We have too many people who won't speak the truth. This was a Russian invasion of Ukraine. And at the highest levels of our government right now, we have folks who won't speak the truth, and they'll stand with Russia and Nicaragua and North Korea rather than standing with allies. It is important that we not let these things just pass by unremarked upon. This is the first armed services hearing we've had since the 3rd anniversary, and I just felt like I wanted to put it on the record. Would you agree with me? Mr. Feinberg, you talked about the competition with China and what it's going to take for us to succeed. Would you agree with me that in that competition, a robust network of allies is one of the great assets that the United States has, and we should work to maintain it?
Yes, I think our allies are very
says,
important, but our relationships,
why are they censoring our
need
posts?
to be fair to America and in our interest.
I would never suggest otherwise.
Of course, Senator. And also, as deputy, execution would be my job, and making diplomatic policy and relationship decisions would be more of the job of the Secretary and, of course, the President.
I really will want your help, and we talked at length about shipbuilding. We are putting more money in year after year, and then let's put more money in is not getting us the result that we need. And I think you have a skill set, again, that's a little bit non-traditional, but we're not going to be able to solve our production woes just by this committee voting for greater appropriations. If we don't have some change makers, we're not going to get to where we need to get, and I look forward to continuing that discussion. With that, Mr. President, I yield. I'd like to ask that the UN General Assembly resolution that I referred to, that the U.S. voted against and caused it to fail, I'd like to ask that it be entered into the record.
Reserving the right to object, I was told the resolution was adopted by the General Assembly.
There was a resolution adopted. The one that I read that put the onus on Russia was defeated. One that removed it, the Security Council did approve it, although the U.S. abstained.
Let's If it's all right, let's put both of them in the record for clarity.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
As you can see, we're on censorship. They have it on slow mode.
Take a deep breath. Perhaps Senator Scott would like to pass. Senator Mullen.
Now, that's a gentleman there. Thank you, sir.
Who are you speaking of? I'm just kidding.
Both.
Yeah.
I want to take some time here because it wasn't where I was planning to go, but I just can't allow my colleagues on the other side to just spew 100% mistruths constantly and then play into the fear of the American people. And I'm just going to start first of all with our national security issues. National security issue one is our national debt, and our national debt is now costing us more to just pay interest than we spend on our military. That's a huge national security risk. And so at what point do we start making cuts? And people want to start talking about cutting 5,400 jobs out of the DOD as a whole when they have 950,000 employees, and we're talking about less than 0.5% of the workforce. Where do we start cutting? We're spending trillions of dollars with agencies that are not unfunded, and you're going to tell me it was bloated and there's not room to cut? When a company is going underwater, you do have to take a look at the workforce. I don't want to suggest that our country is going underwater, but if we continue this path, we will. And I commend President Trump and those that he has put in place to actually make hard cuts. Making cuts are difficult. It's tough. But when are we supposed to start if we don't start now? The previous administration wasn't willing to do that. And then, as the senator that just asked questions wanted to bring up the Afghanistan withdrawal, brother, that's very, very close to me. That hits home. And you're going to lay the withdrawal on President Trump and say it was his fault? The disastrous withdrawal came 100% from the Biden.
I certainly believe I understand, and I think I can add some value.
My fault, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to actually come off real quick just to see if they did exactly what they said they was going to do. We had somebody just post that I was blocked.
We were briefed on this.
So let me
that
see.
The Biden administration
see right
threw
here.
out the entire withdrawal plan that
May,
the Trump administration had.
that's probably that lady that was up there. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Because they all watch. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what's going on. So you have these people. You see them all sitting around. They're the same people that's on live with us right now. So when you see them looking down at their phone, that's what they're doing. They chatting with us. So if you notice that every time I come up inside here and they're doing stuff like this is what happens. They attempt to block me like they just said. She just said, or he just said, okay, Real Talk Radio, you're being blocked. So let's see if they, were true about what they said. Because if that's the case, then what happens is that's called an illegal censorship. That is a violation of our First Amendment rights. So I'm going to post it again. Let's go back real quick just to make sure. So they already know that if they do that, they know what's going to happen to them. That'll prove that what I've been saying has been the truth. So everybody has already witnessed them do it to me. That's why the people show up with me while we are out there. I thank everybody that's tuning in right now. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. If you want to make a comment, you can make a comment. I'm not going to delete anything. If it don't come up, that's not my doing. I actually allow everybody to post unless you're under 18. just only because parental guidance is advised. So I would advise you, if you are 18, go consent with your parents, because for some odd reason, according to these laws, you have to do that, which I don't mind either. I think that's actually kind of cool, because I don't want nobody with, dealing with my daughter underage, or my son underage. So I get it. But we're going to, let y'all hear what they saying.
In your conversation, I look forward to working with you. With that,
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Mullen. Senator Warren.
So, Mr. Feinberg, you've been nominated to be Secretary of Defense in charge of DOD's $850 billion budget. Your main qualification is that you have built one of the
See this
world's
right here?
largest
I'm going to
private
do it again.
equity
Watch.
companies. You've spent...
You see this right here? Watch this. Now, I'm getting ready to do it again, right? Now watch this. You see that right there? So that's what it's taking. It's taking me that long to post. So now I could post. So it takes me about 10 seconds for me to be able to post again. So they have it on slow mode. So let me show you. See? It shows slow mode is on. So I got to wait 1 second. So, that was about 10 seconds. So this is what I have to deal with all the time with them. Especially with Live Now from Fox.
Now, Mr. Feinberg, when we met in my office, you told me that your private equity outfit made an average 23% annual return each year that you owned your hospitals. If Steward Nurses had gotten the same 23% salary increases that your investors effectively got every year, do you know how much they would be paid at the time you sold off your hospitals?
Well, I do know that in 2010, the hospitals were going under, and we were asked...
I'm sorry, Mr. Feinberg. We're going to have very limited time here, and I actually want to spend it on your qualifications to do this job. And it's about how you treat people. The average nurse in the Steward hospitals at the time you bought them made $85,120. At a 23% annual raise, how much money would they be making right now?
I'm not going to do the math. But
okay, I'll do the math for you.
Well, what I could tell you...
$829,828. Now, of course, the nurses didn't do that well. During that same period of time, Kearney Hospital, one of the hospitals you bought in Massachusetts, raised nurses' salaries about 1.5% a year, and that was the best increase across the Steward hospitals that you were running. In other words, you seem to think that when it is time to reorganize a business, that equity should get about 15 times as much return on their investment as the people who actually do the work. So let's take a look at the second issue, and that is maintaining critical functions.
Senator, would you like me to respond to Stewart?
At the Department of Defense,
inaccurate
but
statements.
we also
Mr.
need
Feinberg,
to maintain
she's
our
entitled to make
security.
a speech.
I apologize.
She's
So
entitled
let
to
us
go
go
on and
back
on.
to Steward hospitals. Yes. Did you cut fat or did you cut vital functions? Now, Mr. Feinberg, the town of Quincy used to have a full medical center with primary and specialty care, a surgery department, an urgent care department. After your private equity company finished with it, what was left?
Well, when we...
I was pointing at that girl that was right behind that sister, and if you notice, she was looking down at her phone too. Look at her right here. You see her? She's looking down at her phone. Look, right there. You see that? She's looking down at her phone. Her right here. You seen her, right? Her right here. You see her? She's looking down at her phone. Why is she looking down at her phone if she's supposed to be in a hearing that's very important?
I'm not certain about that
it was an emergency room and nothing more.
But we took those hospitals from collapse in 2010. We're going to shut it down as the 10th largest employer of Massachusetts turned them around, fixed them, grew them, had a tremendous amount of success, worked closely with the governor, and the problems at Stewart happened after we exited the investment.
I am asking about questions as you exited and during the period of time you ran it. Now, of course, a hospital is supposed to provide good quality care, and closed down during the time you ran it. Do you know how many unsafe staffing complaints were filed?
So you seen her, right? She was looking down. Why is she looking down at her phone while there is a hearing going on? Look at her. Right here. You see her? She's looking down. That means she's looking down at her phone. Now, you notice when we was a little earlier during this video, we had saw them looking down at their phone. That's what they do. So they in here right now looking at this live while we are posting so that they can censor what we are saying. So she needs some vitamin D. That's probably her saying that right now. This person, you just look at them. None of these people are in control. LOL. Man, oh my gosh, if you guys really understood what's really going on, man, you will fuck these people up for real. You would really beat they ass. Beat they ass. Beat they ass. So now you see all these numbers going up. Come on, man. People ain't liking this shit like that. The only people that are liking this shit is them. How many Congress people are there? How many people are in, how many Republicans are there? How many seats are there? We're talking about Republicans. We're talking about senators, Congress, all these people that are involved. And then you think about their families too. Come on, man. You're talking to a brother that has real clarity of what's going on. I studied this. I studied this for a long time. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passe during these times of impasse is the new passe. They really think this shit is funny.
I'm kidding. It's not Greenland, though. Let's make that. In all seriousness, we have a lot going on in Alaska. We've had Russian, Chinese, ADIS incursions, naval incursions. It's a real active place. Lower 48 media doesn't cover it. We had 2 incursions just last week by Russian bear bombers. Would you commit to come to Alaska with me, if confirmed, to see our great military up there and just how strategic it is?
I will.
Let me ask on shipbuilding. We are in a crisis. The Biden administration focused more on climate change than shipbuilding. The Congressional Research Service, which is our research service here in the Congress, their experts said we're in the worst crisis in shipbuilding in over 40 years.
I'm going to go get my phone so I can actually start posting on here the way I want to. So give me a second, everybody. I'm going to let you.
About 120 to 130 times bigger.
Again, I'm about to go get my other phone, so I'm going to be posting on here with my other phone. I'm just going to let them ramble their damn mouth, talk bullshit, while we are getting ready to destroy these motherfuckers, because it's going to, look, if it takes us 35 years to do it, we're going to destroy these motherfuckers in 35 years. Now, they think it's a long time. It really ain't. That shit's been flying. We're going to fuck them up, and we're going to invoke our Second Amendment rights. And we have the rights to shoot these motherfuckers. We actually have the right to line them up and shoot them for treason. We have the right to shoot for the coup that they created. So we have the right to shoot these motherfuckers. Now, we could have did that, but that's not what we did. We attempted to keep it according to the law. But see, if they're not obeying the law, what the fuck are we going to obey the law for? Fuck that. Fuck them. They want to start a civil war. But see, what they're going to fail to realize, their own people is going to come at them too. Yeah, because we know a lot of y'all too. They think it's funny. They think this is a joke. Don't be surprised if the person that's right next to you is going to shoot you in the head. So yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. I'm live right now with them, and I'm going to let y'all just listen to them while I go get my other phone.
There. And,
Well, I think this committee wants to work with you on this. It's a really important issue. It's a bipartisan issue. It's a critical issue. Let me ask one final question, Ms. Feinberg. The President has declared a national energy emergency. Unfortunately, the last administration didn't recognize the strategic assets of our country, especially my state. Biden administration issued 70 executive orders to shut down Alaska. President Trump on day one issued this executive order on unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential. I talked to Secretary Hegseth about this over the weekend. Can you commit to me, the Secretary of Defense is mentioned in the CEO and many others, to work with me in this committee on unleashing our critical mineral potential, natural gas potential, military bases buying natural gas in Alaska? This is a key component of the President's strategy. It's going to make our country stronger, and it's a far cry from what we just experienced under the Biden administration.
Will you
When
make
to
that-
shut down critical
Will you
minerals.
make that commitment, Mr. Feinberg?
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Senator.
you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Sullivan. Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your willingness to serve, Mr. Feinberg, and welcome to the committee.
Thank you.
As you know, 5,000 probationary employees have been fired. The plan apparently is to cut another 75,000 Department of Defense civilian employees. You would agree with me that civilian employees often perform a very critical role for the Department of Defense.
Yes, I do.
And many of these layoffs, in fact, will undercut our national security. I've just come from a hearing of the Veterans Affairs Committee, a joint House-Senate hearing. I'm the ranking member on the Veterans Affairs Committee. Many of them are deeply concerned about their jobs in the VA and the Department of Defense. The position you've been nominated to fill oversees the entirety of the workforce and the civilian workforce at the DoD. My question is really simple.
Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. Yeah, like I just said, and like I've been saying, this is a First Amendment audit, and I'm doing the audit on live now on Fox because they keep erasing our posts. So I'm gonna post this real quick, and this says this is a First Amendment audit. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna show you guys to pay attention to this. If you notice, now I posted what I posted about 4 or 5 times already. Where's the rest of my posts? You see this right here? There's 1 post, this is 2 posts, and then this one right here is 3 posts. But I had already posted about a good 20 times on this live while I've been live with them. So I've been showing you guys what I've been doing so that you guys can witness that they actually been they've been censoring us as a people. Now I've already had them say that they're gonna block me. So because they know they can't, and I'm not talking about the people that's saying they're gonna block me. I'm talking about the people as far as these government officials, these world leaders, law enforcement agencies, police officers, government officials, Republicans, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever they claim, they know that they can't do it because it's a violation of the constitutional law. Now, even if they are private-owned companies or CALIA certified agency, sovereignty, or whatever they claim, they still are obligated by law to obey the law. So what they have attempted to do was to push these policies. So I came on with my phone right now because I'm about to blow them up. So I'm going to allow you guys to listen to what they're saying, and I want you to pay close attention to the details so you can understand what's going on. So I'm going to put them back on, and I'm going to put me on mute.
The most extreme emergency scenarios, would you agree with me that any use of the American military against American people should be an absolute last resort?
Yes.
I welcome that statement because the administration has implied, in fact, explicitly said that it may use the American military for mass deportations, suppressing protests, responding to crime in cities and urban areas. I hope those statements prove to be untrue and exaggeration, but I welcome your statement.
Now, if you just heard what he said suppressing protest, which is a violation of our constitutional rights. That's what they want to do. They want to suppress our protests. We have the right to do that. I don't care what none of these people say, even if they go into attempt to push another martial law. You got to remember, whatever laws they had passed the last time, it's a forever pass. And since you see this right here? This is the seal. See that? This is the seal of America. So they can't do nothing. If they created another seal, that is called an illegal transaction. So, we're going to get them. And we're going to get them real good. And when we do, we have the right to invoke our Second Amendment rights. So that means that since they are committing treason right now, we have the right to shoot them right where they stand.
Or anything in time of war.
I'm sorry, Senator.
How important is it to completely decouple from China from the standpoint of what our military is doing?
It's very important and very difficult, but we got to do it with urgency.
So do you think we ought to be buying Chinese computers for our military?
No.
Do you think we ought to be buying Chinese medicines for our military?
No.
We ought to be, what about Chinese chips? How about Chinese telephones?
No.
Can you name anything that's made in China that we ought to just go full force and be buying for our military?
Well, there are some completely commoditized basic products that wouldn't put our national security in jeopardy, but it's certainly a difficult problem.
Yeah. So
if you're looking now,
audits, you've invested a lot.
If you're looking now, I'm blowing up their chat right now. So let's go out real quick. Let's make sure our stuff is not being and our stuff is not being censored. So yeah. But we already know that they censored some of our stuff up here. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. Because now what we put up there was, this is another First Amendment audit. Why is Live Now from Fox violating people's First Amendment rights and censoring? We attempted to file a police report against Donald J. Trump, with the Metropolitan Police Department, Washington, D.C. They transferred us to the Secret Service, who apparently have weekends off. Then I said, yet they were at an event that was specially assigned to Donald Trump for security detail, and Doge were our tax dollars. This is what we are dealing with. We have these politics spending our tax dollars like it's their money. And they forget they work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. That's why they asked us to vote for them. I didn't vote for none of them. I voted for myself. So if they use my name a part of their vote, that was an illegal vote because I voted for myself. And me being a chief, that over trumps the president. Learn the law. Look up chiefdom. You dumb motherfuckers who are ignorant to the law. You are ignorant ass motherfuckers that don't know shit. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passé during these times of impasse is the new passé. Learn the law.
Total anonymity, and I'll fade off into the sunset with some better performance that hopefully I had some small role in.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Scott. Senator King.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Total anonymity is something all of us seek, but none of us achieve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I understand your impulse. I apologize for not being here. I was at a Veterans Affairs Committee on the House side, and I know there's been a great deal of discussion about the potential cuts in the workforce. What I'm interested in, there's the discussion of 8%. That's 70,000 people. What I'm interested in of you as a manager, how do you intend to go about that? Because the cuts that have been occurring throughout the federal government so far haven't been very thoughtful. All probationary people, for example, that's not a terribly rational way to make these decisions. There may be great people who are probationary. So what would the process be whereby you reduce the Department of Defense workforce by 70,000 people?
Yeah, most of the cuts that are potentially that might happen going forward have not yet been made, and hopefully, if I'm fortunate enough to get through, I think
now I'm about to show y'all something.
I can be helpful in the analysis, study, the considerations.
You're the chief operating officer. You shouldn't be helpful. You're in charge of this process.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to know the process you intend to follow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what role the secretary would want me to play, but assuming I am in charge of that, we would look at the exact detail of people, who's doing what jobs contribute what do we need, what don't we need, study it carefully, and really come up with a concrete, specific, granular plan before we would have final.
Firing all probationary employees would not be
The reason why you don't see my posts is because they censoring me. I told you that already.
So not fair for me to say.
The reason why you don't see my posts is because they're censoring me. That's what I was saying. I told you that already. So what you got to do is just pay attention to them. Look at them. Look at this brother right here, right in the background. You see him? And I don't call him my brother. That's not my brother. I'm just saying the brother right there, because I've addressed men as brothers. So you seen him, right? He's looking down at him right here. This dude was looking down right here. You saw that person that just walked past, walking with their phone in their hands. This person right here is trying to be slick. Look at her. She's looking down now. You see her? So just pay attention to the details. That's all you have to do. The devil's in the details.
Of reducing the workforce
My
by
fault.
70,000 people. I want to know how you're going to do it. And one of my questions is, are you going to use the arbitrary yardstick of probationary employees? Yes or no?
I don't know the considerations or the detail of what was thought before that cut. What I can tell you is if I'm in there, we will carefully look at the cuts, balance and weigh what we need and what we don't. Be careful not to and do it in a granular, bottoms-up, person-by-person, detailed way.
So does that answer mean you're not going to cut all probationary employees arbitrarily? Is that a no to that answer to that question? It sounded like it. This is a pretty straightforward question. Are you going to fire all probationary employees first to get to the 70,000? Yes or no?
Have to look at the detail, don't know yet. I don't think, and I don't know the considerations that were thought through before those cuts were made.
Okay. You're a smart guy. You know what I'm asking. I don't understand why you can't tell me yes or no whether this is going to be one of the tools you use to reduce the workforce. Let me change the subject. There's a lot of discussion around here about reinvigorating the defense industrial base. Any thoughts on how we actually do that? I've heard that phrase 1,000 times. I've never heard anybody say exactly how we go about it.
Here's another.
I think we need to.
Here's another way that you know that there's sense in you.
Like my own life coach.
And help
Ads.
finding a job.
That's for them to reboot and reset what's going on. So that's how you know when they are censoring you.
We can give new companies, especially the ones that scale and can operate. So much is talked about venture. Far more important, in my opinion, is scale and operations or larger businesses. They are at a disadvantage competing with the defense, with the big defense companies. They're not in the bids and proposals and contracting area. So there's a lot of restrictions, a lot of tough things to get in
Now
there.
watch this. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. See that? See that? See that? Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? I just want you guys to see that. Let me put you back on.
Good to see you again, Mr. Feinberg. I actually think of all the confirmation hearings that we're going to do, and some of which get a lot more publicity than this one. I don't know if this is on C-SPAN. I don't know if it's being covered by anything else. Based on your testimony earlier about being obscurity, I'm sure you're hoping it's not on any channel, I guess. But I think this is actually one of the most important jobs in the entirety of the federal government. Because I sit here and in bipartisan unison, we talk a lot about how we absolutely have to have procurement reform, and I think it's a huge waste for some of my Democrat colleagues to be railing away on this temper tantrum about DOGE when they could be asking the questions that we've been told for forever that are actually top of mind, which is sort of with 14 seconds left, my friend from Maine asked about how you actually get this kind of procurement reform. And so I'd like to drill down just a little bit on that. You've talked about introducing more competition. That's certainly, I think, part of it. One thing specifically that I've heard from a lot of Missouri-based suppliers are these TINA requirements.
So when you see me go back right here, it's just rebooting it so I can see if I'm being
Relatively
censored.
small or medium-sized
So what
businesses
I'm
really
doing
is a
now
barrier to entry for
is
work.
I'm controlling the floor
We
right now.
support sort of trying to figure out how we can do better there.
Since we already saw them attempting to control the floor, now we are controlling the floor. Since they want to be on some BITCH, SHIT, we're going to give it to them raw. We're going to start doing to them what they've been doing to us for over 20 years, because we're starting to really figure this out on what they have been doing all this time. So I'm going to put them back on, and you guys just keep watching that our post.
First, if we can prioritize it on the most important missions, get rid, which is hard and takes time, of legacy spending, and really do it with discipline on what we really need. And then focus on how to be efficient and cut costs in our program management.
So now the post that I created, and it looks like it went up. It says KKK, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and all Republicans fund the pharmaceutical industry. Who is the largest drug distribution industry in the world? And I'm going to put something else up there. Hold on one second. Let me put y'all back on.
There's been a lot of changes and a lot of innovation as relates to AI and automation and real-time data analytics that haven't found their way to the Pentagon. How do you go about improving that culture within DoD? What have you done before that?
The next post I put up, it says, yet for some odd reason, they never mentioned their involvement with illegal drugs.
We went to the CEO and we said, boy, we got Amazon in the grocery business. We got all these guys using technology, and I remember the CEO said to me, I don't need any of that stuff. I've been doing this, really good CEO. I've been doing this my whole life. Leave me alone. Unfortunately, change is so important and you got to be ahead of it. So it is a challenge going into departments that have done things a long time a certain way and trying to make change and being forceful about it. There certainly needs to be a partnership, I said earlier, with technology people to understand the importance of the operational people on the ground. And you'll find the best people, depending on who want this change, who will embrace it. And those who are going to let run with it, give them autonomy and let them drive it.
Well, one of the things I think.
So the next post that I just posted, it says, it was Donald Trump who started and signed the bill that allowed transgenders in schools. And you lying motherfuckers, I put MFS, no, we have the proof. So we have the proof with this. So they know this. So the next post that I'm about to put up, it says, just like it was Donald Trump and these wicked Republicans who started and who signed the bill that allowed pedophiles in girls' locker rooms, you lying motherfuckers, no, we have the proof. The next post I'm about to put up now, hold on. Here we go. I'm about to post it. There it is. Only 77 million people voted for Donald Trump. Over 85 million, only 77 million people voted for Donald Trump. Over 285 million civilians did not. The next post I'm about to put up. All right, give me 1 second. Why did Donald Trump and all these wicked Republican senators send why did Donald Trump and all these wicked Republican senators send more nuclear bombs and M16s to Israel once again if he was ending these wars? Next post I'm about to put. Hold on one second. Yeah, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm posting it right now, and I got a lot of stuff up here. We're going to go after this one right here. We're going to go view it again and see what's up. I'm going to let y'all listen.
You said execution would be your job, and it's part of the job. But I don't think it's all of the job. You're going to often find yourself in the room. And when things like, as an example, the SecDef a few days ago said, when asked whether or not...
The next post I put up was over $40 trillion in debt by bankrupt Donald Trump and these Republicans who are and have spent our tax dollars on wars. So I rebooted it on my phone, and I'm going to reboot it on here. So let me get you back.
Give his view on policy. What his opinion may or may not be, that ultimately the Secretary and the President will decide what the policies are, and it's important to execute it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Mr. Feinberg, did Russia invade Ukraine?
Well,
you see this? This is what I'm talking about right here. Where's my post? That's called the First Amendment violation. So, you can obviously see that these people are very wicked people. And there are 2,900 people on right now. Maybe a little bit more. 581 people like this. So therefore, that means there are almost 500 more of the people, or almost 1,000 more. Wait, hold up. Let me just make sure. That means, no, there are actually 2,400 other people on here that aren't posting and are watching. So that means that them 2,400 people are going to go tell 2,400 other more people who are going to tell at least 48 more people on what's going on. This is what they don't understand. The people I know and how I have them operating, I have them operating in 50s. Why did I do that? Because if you recall the pandemic, right? During the pandemic and during the quarantine, they told us that we couldn't be in one facility more than 50 people. They was actually trying to enforce it as a law. And if you remember on how it all transpired, because remember, it was Donald Trump who started the pandemic. So then when we started that riot, actually we started a protest. What they did, they rioted, which I don't disagree with, only because you're dealing with a system that deals illegally with our people. So them destroying their shit, that shit was not a problem to me. I would rather them destroy their shit than take them out and kill them. Then, that's how I felt then. Now, there's no holds barred. Because now, we're coming at they ass. So in the meantime, between time, what we are going to do, we're going to keep exposing them. So I'm going to allow you guys to continue to listen to their nose in the ass sounding motherfuckers who sound like piece of shits that have their fucking nose up somebody's ass. Get mad all you motherfuckers want. Ain't shit you're going to be able to do to me. But I can definitely do some shit to you. So this is why I invoke my Second Amendment right. And when they came into my properties and they burglarized my home, what they did, they had somebody come through the front door and they had somebody come through the back door. The person that came through the back door came and got my katana. Now they already know that I'm a shogun. And since I'm a shogun, I'm capable of taking out 144,000 of them. I'll cut a motherfucking tank right in half. So I'm not worrying about none of them. I don't fear none of them at all. I've already been military trained by my father. So I'm already cool. My father was a martial artist. He taught me when I was 4 years old. Actually, he started me before that. He actually started me at 6 months old. And he would have me sit in one position with my legs crossed across my head. So I know how to use my legs, and I definitely know how to use my hands. And I definitely know how to use a sword. So that's why I actually had a two-edged sword and a katana, because I was going to use it on these motherfuckers for real. And I'm not going to play with them. I'd rather do it that way because it just looks a lot more sweeter when you cut somebody's neck and you cut their head off and place it on top of a pedestal and show these motherfuckers that you're not playing with them. I'm not scared of them. Trust me when I say this. You can laugh all you want. Look, you can laugh all you want. You could think this is a joke. See you right here? The one that's right behind him. You see you? You can laugh all you want. You can smile all you want. But I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why they don't want to come at me is because they already know my capabilities. I was showing it to them. I'm cold with the nunchucks. I'm cold with all that shit. And anything I throw is going to go at least 100 yards. At least 100 yards. So I work with my arms. I work with all of that. And when I was younger, you guys couldn't even fuck with me. That's why the military came for me. They wanted me as a general. You better remember this. I was classified and certified by the United States government as a scientific and mathematical genius. So I'm capable of just building a motherfucking nuclear bomb down here if I really wanted to. But that's not what I'm on. You guys are on that. But I'll blow this motherfucker up. And I'm not going to play with them. That's just invoking my Second Amendment rights. Because this is how you are coming at us. So since you're coming at us this way, because you made it crystal clear that you guys are creating nuclear bombs. You made that crystal clear. So let's go back to these dickheads and let's keep posting.
Private sector that understand how the boards think, how the general counsel thinks, what the legal impediments, the regulatory impediments are. We need to bring them into DOD, have them lead in these conversations with our private sector. The big tech companies have done great things for America. They can do an awful lot more. We have to understand them, what drives them, and go to them with those thoughts, and I hope they'll also be more flexible. There's a world of opportunity for our private sector, like China's doing, way better than us. So it's a big area we need to get at.
Thank you for that. Another issue, you know that the PPBE process.
What's up, my young warrior, Jeremiah? How's it going, man? Real talk for real, ain't it? There's some sweet shit. I'm on live now, man. And you seeing what's going on, so, you know, you see what's going on, all right? So keep watching, get the message out. We're going to be meeting out there on March 16th, 2025. And you brothers and sisters already know how we about to come at them. So just keep getting them, getting the word out. Let everybody know what we on. And let's go back because I want to show you what they did. see what they did? Where are my posts? See what that is? That is called a First Amendment violation. They are violating our First Amendment rights. And they think they're going to keep getting away with it. So, as I said, I am doing, and I'm going to post it right now. Give me a second. I'm going to let y'all hear what they saying.
And particularly in basically you serving as the chief operating officer of, one of the biggest institutions in the world, and allowing others outside the Pentagon to access sensitive information. I'm a CIA officer, so I'm putting these pieces together and what we've seen, and I just have to say that we know that DOJ is going into departments and agencies collecting data. We know that they are using AI-supported software, access through the Microsoft Cloud, to amalgamate that data. We know that they are feeding sensitive information into that
Yes,
system
sir.
where they go, and that's information can be manipulated, swept up in cyber attacks, leaked. It's personnel information, it's sensitive information about our national security architecture. And we know that DOJ has reportedly brought in their own servers, particularly into OPM, in order to handle this data. Mr. Hegseth has said that he welcomes DOJ into the Pentagon. We know that they have started to look at places like CIA because they just sent an unclassified email with CIA recent hire names in an unclassified space. As a former CIA officer, you just blew the cover of someone who was going to risk their life abroad to protect our country. So my question to you is, what are you going to do when they come to you and they ask for that data? Will you give DOJ access to sensitive, classified, and personnel data of uniformed military bases and locations across the world?
Yeah, as deputy, if I make it there, we have to follow the laws, and we can't allow classified data that is not legal to be in other people's hands to move. So we'll look at the laws closely. We'll make sure that transfer, if it happens, is done by the appropriate ways. Now, of course, the president can decide what is classified and what isn't, and he can declassify. So, of course, always subject to what the president wants to do and his wishes. However, I think it is our job to look at this carefully and make sure it's done properly.
So separate from classified information, although you've stated that the president can just declassify things, will you give access to DOJ to sensitive personnel information about our uniformed military and families, particularly living abroad?
Make sure that all the necessary laws and regulations are met.
I just think, maybe it's because I come from the national security world. Do you know how appetizing it is for our adversaries to have this data? Do you know how appetizing it is for them to understand how to get at a uniformed officer living in a dangerous place? It just is, it's not for me actually a political issue. It is quite literally an issue of safety and security. And as someone who have served abroad, this is, to me, an issue of major vulnerability.
Senator, I will say, to your point, that in my past, I've had compartmentalized programs and access for a long time. So I understand the issue completely. I understand your concerns, and I will look at it closely.
I just think that I don't doubt your interest. But again, these are the conversations that are going to happen in the dead of night when no one here in our committee is watching. You're going to get a call at 7 p.m. that a bunch of 25-year-olds who have never seen classified data in their life, who don't understand what personnel and base data could do in the hands of our adversaries, are going to get a hold of that, and they're going to come to you, and you're going to have to press the button. And all I have to say is we are counting on you, and our national security is counting on you to push back, have a spine, and say no.
Understand the issue.
Thank you. I yield back.
Thank you, Senator Slotkin. Senator Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Feinberg.
So as we can see, these people's agenda is to create nuclear bombs. And why do they want to create nuclear bombs? They want to create nuclear bombs so that they can wipe out civilians. This has nothing to, because you know they have underground bunkers. I would advise you guys to go look up underground bunkers, because these people are fucking nuts, and they deserve what is about to come to them. And they only in fear because they already know they are outnumbered. And if the people start recognizing what they are really doing, it's going to anger a lot of people. And when people start getting angry, they start resisting. And what happened in 2020 and 2021? That's what happened. What happened, that did not, 2020, 2021 was because of what Donald Trump attempted to invoke. You guys must have forgotten. You think some of us are absent-minded. No, my brother. No, my sisters. We're not absent-minded at all when it comes to these motherfuckers, because these motherfuckers ain't shit. And I swear for Yahweh, they come at me, I invoke my Second Amendment rights for a reason. I invoke my First Amendment rights for a reason. And I'm going to keep coming at them even harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, because I'm going to learn even more. And the more I learn, the more it's going to get worse for them. And I'm starting to get this memory where I remember just about everything I'm saying. So now I can be as clear as they can be if I choose to, but I choose not to. The reason why I choose not to be as clear as they are, because I want to speak in the tongue, in the language that our people know. And our people know Ebonics. Our people know our language. They know how we address people. So they know their language, and they know our language. So we don't allow any politics to speak for us. Again, only 77 million people voted for Donald Trump. Over 285 million civilians did not. Get that clarity. Presidents are not elected. They are selected by the same criminals that are in the White House. We have proof. We have historical proof on how they do people. Let's go visit the 60s again. Let's go back to the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, the 10s, and all these years that they have been doing their illegal acts. And then talking about we have a constitutional right. You motherfuckers ain't shit but a bunch of shit-speaking motherfuckers that deserve your heads beaten because of the treason you guys have caused. And what is going to happen, the people are going to find out. And when they do, you are in trouble. I'm going to send you back to them.
Current state of being the oldest, smallest, and least ready, perhaps in its history. Aviation leaders are characterizing this move as, quote, a death spiral, and commented that no enemy has done so much to harm the Air Force than the impact of arbitrary spending reductions. And yet, crewed aircraft were not exempt from Secretary Hegseth's directive to scrub 8% from non-lethal programs. Luckily, core readiness and the defense industrial base were protected.
Let us go out here real quick, and we're going to show you that, you know,
future of the Air Force fighter
they
planes
do
and
what they
missions.
do. This is what these people do. They are very wicked people. I'm telling you. You guys don't see it. See? Where's
toward
my
the country's national security objectives.
Where is my post?
Can you help give this committee some reassurance?
Where
The
is my
leaders at
post?
LSD understand the need to continue investment
Look,
in next generation.
do you guys
tactical
see any
fighters
posts
so that
right
we can
here?
improve readiness,
All I see is one right
and in
here.
the process surpass our
Now
adversaries?
two.
Yeah, it's a
And
really
this
tough
person named
question.
Feather
Some
just came
believe
on.
that we can go straight to full autonomous systems. We
That's
don't need
called
an air-to-air
censorship.
fighter, and we could use the F-35
That's called an illegal
updated
censorship.
to meet-
That is a
meet,
violation. That is a violation of our First Amendment rights when they illegally take our posts off of there. And to prove our case and to prove our point, this is what they're doing. Again, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passé, also known as order, during these times of impasse, disorder, is the new passe order. So since we, Real Talk Radio, have the seal that was established in 2020, they really think this is a joke. I swear for God, they really think this shit is a joke. So let's go listen to what these jackasses are saying.
What are your thoughts on how we can upgrade that and make sure it's ready for a 21st century adversary?
Oh, boy, it's super important. It's a tough one. We're way behind. We're way over cost. We're way late. I think we got to bring the best manufacturing and operational people in America on site. Have a heavy recruitment team to work with some of the great people in the Pentagon that understand it, and really have an enormous, detailed, programmatic, focused operational act line by line. What are we going to do? A, B, C, D, E, F, G in detail. I don't have an immediate answer other than let's get the right people on the ground. Let's go at it and look at it with incredible urgency. Let's put a plan together and start getting at it.
Now, I think one of the most important aspects of your role is going to be the overhaul of our acquisition system. I know it's been talked about ad nauseum today, but I think very specifically there are products and capabilities that exist on the shelf that could be bought commercially that have been developed at risk by private companies. And I think one of the biggest errors we made in the last half century in the American defense acquisition process is the government is paying to develop technologies based on specifications that are oftentimes based on past conflicts. And those specifications lag battlefield need, and by the time that equipment is fielded, it's either obsolete or just doesn't work in the first place. So I'd be curious, how do you intend to reform the acquisition system, and are you going to be able to heavily focus on commercially acquiring capabilities that already exist and commercially acquiring technology that's on the shelf already?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity on COTS and all the different commercial capabilities. But some of the programs, restrictions, requirements make it impossible for companies to compete with larger defense companies who don't have that capability. They end up being a sub, and they get stuffed as a stub. I think DOD really has to look past the prime contractor, look into what the subs are doing, and take an active role in that relationship, and not rely on the big contractors because they simply can to run these programs simply because they win the overall general contracting bid. We got to get into the programs, the detail of each program. What are our most important programs? What are we missing? Why are we behind cost? What technologies do the sub?
So this post that I just did was plane crashes in 2025. As of February 23rd, 2025, there have been 87 aviation accidents in the United States in 2025, according to the data from the National Transportation Safety Board, the same board that Sean Duffy was just appointed.
quality stuff, but oftentimes not a lot of quantity. Our Navy's the smallest it's ever been in modern history. Our Air Force, as we heard, is short on aircraft. There is a quality all its own in quantity. The ability to produce vast quantities to sustain a conflict and sustain supplying our warfighters has a quality all its own. And I think the concept that quantity in and of itself.
So when you see me do this, this is just me
in this case, our
rebooting so I
customer is
can
not
see
the
if they
procurement officer.
still censoring
Our
us.
customer
They
is the
did.
Lance
You could
Corporal
tell they did
or the
because I
sergeant
don't
or the
see a
captain on the
certain
front
post.
line fighting
And
that
this is
enemy.
the
And I
one
think we have
post
to
that I put
reorient
up
the
there
DoD
just
back
so
to the
that
fact that their
it
customer
allows me to track
is not the
this is the
contract
one,
officer,
so
it's not
there's
the
the Real
procurement
Talk
executive,
Radio.
it's not the
So this just
PEO
allows me
that's
to track
organizing. The
how
customer is the
far
warfighter.
they have,
and the
they
small
have
time we have
gone
remaining, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How
delete
do
our
we
posts.
return our ability to produce quantity quickly?
So this was what I was saying was this right here is going to be the post where you see Real Talk Radio come up. This post right here, let me actually do it like this. I'm going to go back out again. What I do, when I do that right there, that means what I am doing, I'm just rebooting this so I can see how far they deleted our post. So right now, you know, I put the Real Talk Radio is live now, while we are live on chat now with Live Now from Fox. So I'm doing my little censorship. This is what it is right now. I'm not trying to hear nothing these people got to say. They're fucking full of shit. I get tired of even hearing them talk because, again, they sound like a bunch of nose in the ass fucking punks who can't even defend themselves. You got all these weapons of mass destruction and shit, but you can't even defend yourselves. You motherfuckers are cowards. Who needs motherfucking weapons of mass destruction in the first place when it's going up against civilians? And we're going to say this crystal fucking clear. When we're going against civilians who can't just go to a fucking local grocery store and just pick up a fucking nuclear bomb or a tank or a military airplane or none of that shit. You motherfuckers ain't shit. And I don't give a fuck who you are. Whether you be Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, you are all a part of the same agenda right now. And until you all prove us wrong, and this bitch right behind, her right here, she keeps thinking this shit is fucking funny. I swear for God. You can see it all in her fucking racist ass face. I'm going to let you tune in with these dicks.
Negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, what the sensitivities are, what the president's trying to accomplish. So I'd be afraid to speak out of turn and undermine that. I do have confidence the president is very skillful at this, and he'll find the right way to help the United States. He's the first guy that brought Russia to the table to even begin a conversation. And I think
the president is kneeling down to Vladimir Putin. I cannot believe the commander-in-chief of the greatest military on the face of the earth in my lifetime is bowing down to Russia. Let me just change the topic.
I don't
First, I'd like to echo my colleagues in reinforcing my gratitude for the outstanding service of General Brown, Admiral Franchetti, and the other dedicated leaders who have been unfairly relieved in Trump and Hegset's politically motivated purge of senior DoD leadership. Let me emphasize, this is not normal. The president does not typically replace nonpartisan generals and flag officers with his preferred choices. In fact, a president seeking to install loyalists among those who are supposed to give him the best military advice is highly concerning and dangerous, both to the good order and discipline of the uniformed services and to the country as a whole. Mr. Feinberg, we had a productive conversation the last time we met, and I actually enjoyed it very much. And I appreciate your frankness during that conversation.
So you do have
And I would
people
like
that
to reiterate
have
my
been observed. You do have people that have been observing, and one of the questions that was asked, why they so warmongering? They warmongering because they want to control the world. You're talking about a very wicked people who don't even give a fuck about their own selves, because if they did, they would consider their own children in this matter, because we're not going to even, women and children, because we're not going to even allow them to walk free either. And what we mean by this, you know, when you allow your enemy to go free, and them motherfuckers are capable to come back, you give them the opportunity to come back at you. So we're not going to come at you. Look, you motherfuckers are not going to be free from what we are going to do. So look, they just came and did they shit because you got this dude like right here. He thinks this shit is a joke. Mike is sitting on the board with the motherfucker. He's sitting right there with them bitch ass motherfuckers. So you got to pay attention. If you're paying attention, you'll see what's going on. Let you tune in with these assholes.
Commander's vision, but to be a voice for his staff and manage the ins and outs of his command. Mr. Hegseth will not manage the minutia. You will. Mr. Feinberg, I would like to know, what are you going to do if the Secretary of Defense orders the pausing of a program critical to the readiness of the services?
I'm sorry, Senator, orders? What?
A pausing of a program that is critical to the readiness of our military services.
Obviously, I work for the Secretary of Defense. If he does something, I will follow the chain of command and execute what he wants as long as it's lawful. I do think that he will make good decisions. By the way, Senator, I also hope that we can hire, if confirmed, a ton of people, a heck of a lot smarter than yours truly. It's great to bring in talent.
It doesn't take a lot to be smarter than our Secretary of Defense and be more qualified, so that's a low bar indeed. Many of our recent nominees have been talking about hypotheticals, but I'm glad that you're talking about some of the decisions that are being made. Mr. Hegseth has already shown a willingness to make some bad decisions. I mean, he ordered DOD to hastily propose an 8% across the board cuts to the budget, while exempting non-mission essential expenses like the DOD's activities on the southwest border. Mr. Feinberg, the DOD isn't a place where we can afford to make mistakes. Are you going to allow an inexperienced team of software company interns to look at our most critical defense programs and make decisions that may impact our national security? Who's going to be at the wheel?
I'm sorry.
Are you going to let DOJ in there and start making cuts?
So at DOD, and the Secretary said this, we are responsible for our own people. We are responsible for our actions and policies. DOD is in charge of itself. So no, DOJ is not in charge of DOD. We're looking forward to working with Elon Musk. He has great expertise and talent, his great understanding of so many different things in DOD. He'll provide counsel and advice. We're looking forward to hearing that. But in the end, DOD is accountable to itself, must make its own decisions for its people and its policies, unless, of course, the president says, I want you guys to do this or that, and then, of course, we're going to do it.
Unless it's illegal.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator Duckworth. Senator Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a
Feinberg,
yes
thank
and
you
no
for your
question. Shut the
incredible
fuck up and
sacrifice
just
that you're willing
answer
to
the
make for our
question.
country and serving in this role. There's already good news. President Trump asked Secretary Hegseth and yourself and others to go to the Pentagon and shake it up. Make the Pentagon focused on the warfighter and preparing to fight and win wars instead of focusing on itself, a large bureaucratic blob that just day to day feeds itself rather than the mission of what the Pentagon should be doing. And the good news is that after 4 years of a historic recruitment crisis, the worst recruitment crisis in the over 50 years of an all-volunteer force, the Army has already reported since Donald Trump was elected President of the United States, those recruitment numbers have shot through the roof. What do you make of that?
Well, I guess it does show there is a spirit, there is morale may be improving, and
what it shows is that they got people from Ukraine and Palestine to come to America. And the people that came from Ukraine and Palestine, who were actually the Jewish people who had already took over Palestine, they came to the United States of America. The Europeans who are a part of the NATO, those are the same people who are implementing these wars. If you really look at what they have been doing for the past over 40 years, you will get in full detail on what's really going on. So the only reason why they had so much new recruits, because you have to remember, right before Donald Trump had got into office, they had swore in new citizens from Ukraine, China, NATO, Israel, and there was other, France, and if you're really looking at it, if you look at when they talk about the Golden Age, Canada, and all these other countries that's a part of it, that's actually what they talk about. When they talk about the Golden Age, they are actually talking about all these countries coming together and attempting to create their European Golden Age. And the coons that's inside their little facilities that they letting through the door, do you ever see them behind these doors right here? Let's make more clarity of it. I have not seen not one of our brothers behind these doors while they have these open forums and these open meetings for these new elections and these new policies that they are attempting to implement. If you are noticing what they are doing, they are a bunch of fucking pussies. I'm gonna let you keep on listening to these motherfuckers because, yo.
And Secretary.
I cannot wait till March 16th of 2025.
For the role, you have my full support, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there further questions? If not, let me just say, I think we've seen a display of super competence. I feel very, very good about the role that you will fill, Mr. Feinberg. Today's hearing is concluded. I want to thank our witnesses for their testimony and for the information of members. Question for the record will be due to the committee within 2 business days of the conclusion of the hearing. We are now adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Senator Reed. Thank you.
So now they're going to go off of, now they're getting ready to go off. So as you see, they could live now from Fox could not come off of that meeting. Why? Because right now they're in opposition with me. Remember, we at Real Talk Radio, LLC, have the seal. They no longer have this. You see this right here? This is a beautiful thing right here. You know why? Because they have to seal all their documents, and they can't. They can no longer seal their documents. If they ever have a seal, another seal that is created, that, oh my God, do you know how bad it will get for them? So they know that if they do have a seal and we find that seal, it's done for them. But again, they can't do nothing. They can't do nothing with notarizations or nothing. When I went to go get my paperwork notarized, right? They told me it's already sealed. What do you need that for? I said, I wanted it notarized by you so that you can be a witness. Then he had said, I'm not going to notarize that. But see, I knew he was a part of their agenda. So when I go back up there, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go get it notarized, and I'm going to see if they do notarize, but I don't need it. I just wanted to see that if he would do it, and what would they plotting? So now that I got the information, I was able to receive the information, and whether they have you guys on some other bullshit, what we are going to do, we're going to show you guys exactly what's been going on. It was just a wonderful blessing to be on today because I wanted to let you guys see exactly what's going on with me. These people, like, literally, let's go back. Let's see if they did it again.
Peace through strength. I hope
All
this
right,
can
so
serve
where's
as a
it at?
blueprint.
Wait, hold up.
peace through strength.
See, look at this.
I hope this can serve as a
What happened?
blueprint to reinvigorate.
All right, let's go to the. So they cut off that live. And what just happened to that live? So now we can't even get it on that. Let's go over here. Let's see what's this about.
To push back against this
So
reckless
we had
Republican.
just got. They literally logged us off of it. Look, remember we was going right here. Now they just changed the whole. What the fuck just happened?
This is a critical moment in the American journey. Everything we care about is under assault. The economy is under assault. The safety net is under assault. Our very way of life as a country is under assault. Democracy itself is under assault. Donald Trump, the administration, and House Republicans are hurting the American people. It's unacceptable, unconscionable, un-American, and we are not going to stand for it 1 minute.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I do not agree with this motherfucker either, because remember when we was going up against them too, they did not want to do what we was telling them to do. They didn't even respect our constitutional right. Whether it was Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, or whatever they classify themselves as, they did not honor our passé. Now, we came at them over and over again and told them to recognize our passé. So we don't even acknowledge them either, because they full of shit. These people are really full of shit. So what I'm going to start doing to them is what they've been doing to us. And I really don't like this dick right here.
Push back against the Republican budget tomorrow.
He wants to be like Bill. He wants to be like Obama.
Reckless Republican budget until it's buried deep in the ground, never to rise again. Never to rise again. We stand with the American people until victory is won. The reckless Republican budget will hurt everyday American.
If they were standing with the people like they had said, they should have let us do what we was going to do. They would have respected the Constitution, and they would have recognized our passé. So I do not listen to nothing these people say when it comes to this, because it's all scripted the same. I don't respect no politics. They do not speak for us. They do not speak for us. They do not speak for us. So I'll put them on pause. I don't even want to hear shit that they got to say. It's all scripted the same.
We need to listen to these stories. We're committed to making sure that these everyday Americans can tell these stories and that their stories are heard all across the land. With that, it's my honor to turn it over to Rosa Lozano, who is here to tell an important story.
Good afternoon, everyone. Like was mentioned, my name is Rosa Lozano. I'm here to tell the story of Leslie Bernedo. Her daughter, Alejandra, experienced a serious medical emergency last night and was not able to join us today. We're praying for Leslie and Alejandra, but she asked that I share her story with you all today. Leslie Bernedo is a proud Peruvian-American mother from Woodbridge, Virginia, and a dedicated member of Dreamers Moms in Action, as well as the National Domestic Workers Alliance. Medicaid is not simply a healthcare program. It is a lifeline for families like mine. For my 9-year-old daughter, who is my entire world, Medicaid has been critical. She's autistic, and Medicaid has ensured she receives comprehensive care through home care services and therapies, such as occupational, speech, and behavioral support. These services are not optional extras. They are essential to her development and quality of life. For the past 4 years, I have also depended on Medicaid for my own health care, especially after being diagnosed with arthritis and other chronic conditions. As a primary caregiver for Alejandra, I am currently unable to find full-time work, so Medicaid allows me to manage my own health while doing the essential caregiving work for my daughter's needs. This support is vital and enables us to navigate the challenges of daily life without the constant threat of financial ruin or inadequate medical care. Recently, I received notice that my Medicaid benefits would be canceled effective February 28th. That's 3 days from now. With no clear explanation, I now face the harsh reality of being uninsured and questioning how I will access the care I need so that I may care for her. Medicaid is a critical safety net that protects families from making impossible choices. Without it, families like mine would be forced to choose between necessary medical treatments and other basic needs like food, housing, and care services for our loved ones that enable us to work. And for domestic workers like myself, the nannies, the house cleaners, and home care workers who care for America's families, but are not guaranteed health care through our employment, access to Medicaid is critical for our own survival. Cuts to Medicaid do not just impact budgets. They threaten the health, stability, and dignity of our communities. Our families deserve security. They deserve clarity and access to care, especially in times of crisis. I urge policy.
So look, they got us on a longer sensor now. Let me see how long this one is. All right, so now we're on, okay, let me show you. So now they upped the time on us. So now they have us on a minute censorship. See what I'm saying? We don't fucking respect none of these motherfuckers. They all a part of the same boat. If they was really out here for the people like they said, they would have respected us and acknowledged our passé. They would have recognized our passé. But no, they wanted to go on to their own homosexual agendas. We're not a part of your motherfucking, you're a part of your movement. That was your movement. Fuck that shit. You are not a part of our movement. If you guys would have respected us and would have recognized our passé, we would not even be going through this right now. But instead, what did you do? You sold the people out. Why? Because you wanted the money instead of helping the people, freeing the people. Our mission plan is to end homelessness and hunger worldwide. You have been a burden to us since day one. A burden to us since day one. You guys started coming out to our movement. You created this woke movement that had nothing to do with us. We were doing the awakening movement. We were waking up our people from the bullshit that you motherfuckers were doing. So yes, Donald Trump implemented that homosexual movement that you guys had going, but you guys enforced it, and y'all kept it going. Y'all could have easily said nope, but you didn't. And it doesn't matter who was attempting to try to get you guys involved. That was not your responsibility to do so. But because you try to make this into a two-sided choice, we became the third party. And the third party is doing something different. He who has passe during these times of impasse is the new passe. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So, these illegal shit that you motherfuckers have been doing all this time, fuck you. Y'all are all a part of the same bullshit ass fucking agendas. You could all kiss our ass. All of you. Because that was some bullshit. We don't allow no politics to speak for us. Because we know better. We know how the system is set up. And you guys were all a part of the same shit. So again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC. As we can see, we've been censored this whole time since we have been on live. Now, I don't know how long this live is because I can't really see it. They won't allow me to see it. But I know we've been on for a pretty good minute. So, with that being said, what we're going to keep on doing, we're going to keep getting this information out. And we are going to keep resisting anyone that's in politics. We don't care who you are. To us, you are all a part of the same system. We're not even giving you a chance to allow us to be caught up in your bullshit, because your bullshit is the reason we are in these conditions today. And we have been put in these conditions today by the same people who are in power. These people are very wicked people. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep exposing them for who they are. As you ladies and gentlemen can see, we're going to go back one time again. You guys saw us posted right there. Where is our post? Where is our post? Where is it? Come on, man. These motherfuckers ain't shit. So, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Where's our post? So, both of them are censoring us, whether it's Republican or Democrat. They're both censoring us. So, this is why we don't trust shit that none of them say. So, I'm not even going to go back and forth with them no more. This is it. I wasn't going back and forth at all with them. I was just proving a point. My point is that they violating our First Amendment rights. So when we start pulling out our Second Amendment rights and we start popping them because they're killing people, they are actually purposely murdering people, this is what we're going to do. We're coming at them. We are coming for you. We are coming for Doge. We are coming for all the politics. We are coming for all these world leaders, all these rich motherfuckers that think that money is going to save them. I don't give a fuck about none of your money. You cannot pay me fucking enough for me to give up my freedom. You could all suck my dick. And I mean that with the utmost respect. Fuck you. You are fucking full of shit ass piece of shits that deserve your head split to the white meat. And that's what's going to happen. March 16th, 2025, we coming back out. And when we come back out, we're not coming back out to be happy and no, don't access that shit no more. That shit is over. We gave y'all the opportunity to get this right, but you didn't. And because you didn't, and you didn't recognize our passe, that told us that you ready to go to war with us. Now, I'm not going to go to war with you guys at all. But I'm guaranteeing you this. You are not going to win this war. So, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. This was really cool. I haven't been on this long in a while because I've never been on this long since I've been doing these lives. And they're always restricting us. So now that we have the opportunity to come at them, we're coming at them hard. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Look forward to March 16th, 2025. We're going to be out there. We're going to be the voice for our people like we said we were going to be from the beginning since we started this. I didn't never stop. Whoever said I stopped, y'all just stopped watching me. But I've always been out here doing the same thing. Now, I'm not saying that you guys have stopped watching me because I already know that they have already restricted my page so you guys can't even see what's going on. So you don't know what's going on. You don't know that I've been on they shit all the time doing this shit. These motherfuckers ain't shit for real. And when the shit really hits the fan, they're gonna beg us again to stop. But we're not stopping nothing. So again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Have a great one.
Real talk, real talk. All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will be alright. You feel me? Real Talk Radio.
Yo, I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where I talk real.
Yo, this is for those cats that's out here.
Very simple answer to one question. Do you hate all white people? I don't think it's a fair question. The white man doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself. For a white man today, sir, after kidnapping millions of black people from Africa, stripping them of all human characteristics and relegating them to the role of cattle or animals, commodities, merchandise that could be bought and sold at will. And then 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, using every type of deceptive method to further us into slavery, called second-class citizenship, I think that it would take a whole lot of nerve for white people today to ask Negroes do they hate
legal or illegal? Yeah. Anyway. Legal or illegal? Gotta get it. Anyway. Legal or illegal? Yeah.
Let's walk this way. Is that Prince Rakeem? Come here, Prince. What's today's mathematics?
Hey, yo, no disrespect, but we ain't in all of that, son.
Build, destroy. To build is to elevate the mentalities of self and those around self. To add positive energy to every nation. To build, you must first start from the root, which is the knowledge foundation, and add on to the highest peak. To destroy is to eliminate and destroy any and all negativity that enters my cipher of supreme harmony.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Come on, son. Love it.
I don't play about me. This season is all about continued growth and surrounding myself with energy that aligns with what I'm trying to achieve in my life. If it's toxic, I don't want it around me. If it's negative, I don't want it around me. If it's confusing or unfulfilling, I just don't want it around me. Right now, my biggest toxic trait is fuck around and never hear from me again. It's really like that. Listen, I love people, and I show everybody love. So if I stop fucking with you, that means you did too much. Because once you cross me, I can give two shits about an apology. Stay away from me.
Yo, live on the set. This is your co-host, Little Jeremiah,
with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real.
Can I have your name and badge number?
My name
Can I?
is Gonsalves.
What's your name and badge number,
It's right
please?
there. Are you filming it?
I said pass safety.
Okay.
Would you please have your sergeant come by, please?
Legal or illegal? Yeah. Anyway. Legal or illegal? Gotta get it. Anyway. Legal or illegal? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal?
Real talk, real talk. All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will be alright. You feel me? Real Talk Radio. Real Talk Radio.